know somebody gave him that.
You doing it?
Did you ring the doorbell? Yeah. Hello. Come in. We just admiring that.
Oh yeah. I won't get real close to you because
We were
I know you don't want what I got.
Oh yeah. We forgot to call for you.
Oh, that's
I
fine.
know we were
That's fine.
just
Thank
saying.
you, Lord. You sure look good, handsome fella.
I'm gonna get a.
Okay, I'll turn my head this way. Y'all come on in. This is our treat.
Hey.
Turn on some lights.
Oh no, don't.
Good to see y'all.
We finally got you.
Huh?
I said we finally got you.
Hey, there she is, and there he is.
Hey.
God. How you getting on?
Fine. How are you, sir? Oh, it's good to see you.
That's good to
It's been
see
too long.
you.
Howdy.
Hey, you know,
You want to sit
he
in
looks
here,
like
Glenn?
that.
That's what Kathy said. Get a hug.
Why
That's
don't,
what
we
Kathy
sit, why don't we
said.
sit in here? It'd be more comfortable for everybody.
No, we're fine.
Yeah, ready to done.
This'll
Now,
be nice, some young
No,
fella.
you stay right
does he
there.
look like Danny to you?
Sure does.
Yeah, they do.
He
say.
sure does.
Yeah. We'll have to
Well,
tell
do you have a
them.
recent
Are
picture,
they-
Danny? Oh, they can.
In the
Yeah.
hall out here.
I want to
Mm.
see.
He
He sure does look like Danny.
I want to see too. See what everybody's talking about. Who I look like.
That's the way it is when you get around where your cousins are.
Do you remember him?
Oh, yes, Lord, yes. He really looks like Danny.
He does.
Even got a mustache like Danny. I'm glad you come.
Yeah, I'm glad. I was glad to get to come.
Oh, Homer Thomas come over and planted those greens.
There.
Yeah,
Well,
they put out mustard plants.
yeah.
Somebody had started them. And you come and,
Well, that's good when somebody will do something for you.
oh,
You know what I was thinking about, Dan? It seems like when I used to come, I'd come up there and I'd go down farther and then go across there and then go over a bridge.
yeah, yeah.
That's a lot better than all the way farther on. But I do, I remember I'd come over there and then it'd be a bridge and I'd turn there and it would, and then go over a bridge there.
That's right. Did y'all get lost?
Billy Road or something in Boywood.
Yeah, in the hall. And here's what he's.
Boy, it looks good to see you, baby.
Oh, you too.
And I can't believe.
I took the seat.
Yeah, I can't believe how much he looks like Danny.
Yeah, he does. That shows you what can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Would y'all like a sandwich or
Oh,
something?
no.
Well, I got some pie and coffee.
No, do you just
Well,
have water? Ice water?
Hey,
Okay.
you know what? You just get to wanting water sometimes.
Oh,
I love-
is
I
it
love
kind of gets
water.
so it's warm?
You want some water, Mark?
Turn that light on.
He drinks water constantly.
Yeah.
Well, let me get these big lights.
Yeah, he does look like Danny.
Do that.
When you're really thirsty, you need a big one.
I don't. Mostly ice. We have ice, just a little water and ice.
And a lot of ice.
How long have you been in this house?
Oh,
Take some ice.
let's see, 8 years, I believe.
Yeah.
It's nice. I like it.
And I like things,
That's
what
something.
I really like is to go to crushed ice.
Yeah, we built
I
it.
brought me a little ice.
Yeah?
Big.
Brand new.
I used to have one that fit on my mixer.
Got a little garden going on out back.
Yeah, our friends come and planted that for us. They had, that mustard out there is, they brought some little mustard plants and planted that.
They've taken off pretty good, it looks like.
Yeah,
You need to treat yourself.
they brought the little plants and set them out about that far apart, you know.
No.
I planted Mr. Marshall some greens, different kinds. Yeah, I actually got too old to do it.
You want some water, Savannah?
No,
Oh, thank you, I could've gotten that myself.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
I've got some pie in there if anybody wants it.
Oh, I'm not hungry at all.
Well, yeah, we got other stuff too.
I'm still full
We're
from
still
yesterday.
hungover from that food drop we had last night at Beaver's.
Yeah, we kinda got, well, not sick, it's just gluttony.
Yeah, gluttony, that's it.
Well, a friend of ours called us on back and said they was gonna bring our Thanksgiving meal. Well, later, another one called and said they was gonna bring it. Well, Glenn told the last one that they were coming, you know. We tried to tell them, no, don't come, don't come. They said, yeah, we want to. So he told the last one, said, well, that someone else supposed to bring it. He said, well, I'll bring some later on. Well, he didn't tell me he was coming later on, so here we are with two people coming, and me scared that they're gonna meet
At the
us
same time.
because the first one didn't know somebody else was coming. But anyway, it worked out good, and it.
Yeah, we were scared that they'd gonna come meet up, see.
Well, he told
They
me. Well, he just told me Gary and Doris was gonna bring something. Didn't say when. So when Kathy said, "Had you rather we bring it at noon or late in the evening?" Well, I was figuring theirs would be early, so I said late in the evening. Well, as luck would have it, they came early, so I was thankful. It wouldn't have been a big deal. I would have kind of been embarrassed.
Yeah.
But so we ate hers, and then just about the time we got through, Gary came in. But it was all good.
well, I think that's good. I'd like
Oh,
for
it
somebody to
was. We were proud.
Yeah,
Now they turn that fan on. Is
Yeah.
it warm in here, y'all?
It's not warm to me.
It's all right.
Whatever y'all want.
Yeah.
Well, I hate for people to be sitting there here too hot.
No, it's fine.
Of course, you don't want to be too cold either. Yeah, it's just about like looking at Danny, isn't it?
yeah, and
This is where we eat.
I
we,
hadn't thought about him being kin to Danny, you know.
Yeah.
well, there's, might near all of us looks some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But one time I took out at Bibby's, him and Alan sitting on her fireplace, and they both had their hair was kind of, Mark's hair was, hair was the same length, and I swear they looked like twins.
Now, where was that?
At Bibby's. Alan, Mark and Alan,
Oh, yeah.
a few years back, they looked like they was brothers or twins.
We had a picture, I don't know where it is now, of Danny when he was real little. And he looked just like Eva Carolyn.
Really?
His hair was
He sure
red
did.
and he had, it was ringlets all over his head, you know. But that looked just like Eva Carolyn when she was young.
Now, who was that?
Danny.
Oh,
Danny and Eva Carolyn.
But that family resemblance comes out. A lot of people even talk alike. They sound the same, you know.
Yeah.
Well, when they call
Mark
here,
is a good looking
I
man.
mean, he
Thank
is.
you.
We're proud.
Look
of
like
him.
you.
Well, you made
Hey.
it.
You stuck back there to your grandpa there, and he's a politician too.
Well,
We have really enjoyed the leaves this year.
yeah, right
Oh,
back
yeah.
through there, it's been so pretty.
well, those are over that way.
We stay in here, well,
Yeah.
I work all the time, but when we sit down, this is where we stay. And we've had a lot of birds, but I finally got where I didn't have time to feed them. But I need to put some more feed out, and
Still
water
come
too.
Huh?
I bet they still come around.
Oh, they will. I used to go out there and whistle and call them like you do chickens. And they'd show up, you know, in just a little while. They knew what it was.
Well, and soon, of course, he would take that big feeder down and fill it up. He got where he wanted it to fall, you know, and so I would just take some and put it around there where they feed, about a couple of dippers full, you know.
This is pretty.
But I've got to do that again.
We got that at, we got that at,
Oh, that place where you buy kitchen
wholesale.
stuff, yeah. They had a bunch of odd.
Odds.
We had a small one like that. They come in handy. We sit them there to put our glass and cup in. But he's doing better.
Yeah.
He's had, let's see, I mean, besides the hospital, he's already had 4 physical therapists where he ought to be.
Really?
He's got a lady now, I think he likes her the best.
Well, I don't know.
Well, she's a different. The other two just exercise, walking and exercising, and they put weights on his feet, you know. But she is, the nurse was real excited about her coming, so we'll see. Jim come but twice.
It didn't take her but about 20 minutes. She rigged up something and got me. I fell through the...
No, she didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
She's teaching him to bathe himself. Well, he did fine when he was bathing himself, but she's a physical therapist, so she don't do it in the nude. You have to, the other one does, but he has to wear bathing trunks. So I had his bathing trunks on him, and they had finished, and she was proud of the way he did. And
Said I was strong.
but she walked out and said, you know, you help him with the bottom part, and then she'd come back in. Well, we did fine with that. But he started putting deodorant on, wasn't it? And when he started moving his hands, he just started sliding to the tub. He did that just as she walked back in, and it really scared her.
I mean...
She said if he'd got him between that commode and that tub, we'd never got him out.
Oh.
So I had to get over in the tub and push from one side, and she was supposed to, tomorrow she's coming at 9, but she won't bathe him because
And
the
I
other
was
lady's
so sore the
coming.
next day, you know.
So that was when I had to put all that stuff in there after you did that.
What's the...
It's over the top of the commode.
Oh, yeah.
See, it's got things on both sides.
Handlebars, pull
Yeah,
bars.
and he can't slide off like that.
Yeah.
And you can push yourself up too better. So that was why she had that.
I didn't.
She
Yeah,
did that
what a
because you
good-looking
might fall
man.
down.
Of course, Mark was always pretty.
Oh yeah, we was always.
But,
But I can't get over how much he looks like Danny.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but he sure does.
Yeah. Well, we hadn't seen Mark for a while.
No, it's
No,
been a long
it's
time.
been a
while.
long time.
I remember when we went to Oakdale one time, people went to tell him, he looks just like, you know, my cousins, you know, he'd name them.
Talk about you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know where it was good or bad, you know.
He just hoped it was good. Well, you didn't see him, so you don't know, huh?
No, I didn't know who they was talking about,
Well, you can just make out like they was real handsome.
Yeah.
I think he's doing good.
Yeah, looks good.
His balance is the worst thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They took every test, so I guess they got. They never did really find out. He wants to fall backwards.
Mm.
If he sits like on the edge of the bed, he'll just fall back.
Mm.
So that's the main problem he's got now, is that balance
It's
problem.
balance. It's not, is it, your legs are working or they're not working?
Yeah, they're working. That nurse tested and she said, man, you're strong. Because everything she said.
Well, and she tested mostly his upper body. She's what kind of therapist. Anyway, they get people back to doing things.
Occupational?
Yeah, occupational. He's had 2 occupational therapists and 1 the other type. But she checked him out all over, and I think that shocked her when she walked in there and he just slid over like that. Because she said, boy, he's just doing good.
Well, she'd rigged up a new, that was that new thing, wasn't it?
No, he was just sitting on the commode, putting deodorant on. Yeah, he just did one slide. And it happened just as she walked back in there, and it really scared her. So I don't know. She told me to go get the thing and put it in there, so I did.
It looks like something chickens roost on. Way up high, you know.
Well, but like, see.
Is it on there now?
Yeah.
Y'all look at it.
It's just, it's actually the top part of, like a bedside commode thing, but, you know, it just goes over it. Then you can put the lid down.
Raising it up.
Yeah, that's where he wants him to dress. So. But this other one, you know, when there's 2 people involved, I said, well, I better tell Lucy what she said. But she didn't.
I don't guess y'all would be, well, let's see, it's, root beer float.
Oh my gosh.
Would y'all like a root beer float?
Oh, wow.
Oh, y'all, huh?
That sounds
Wow,
like
y'all want a root beer float?
No, I've got the stuff to make it. How about that?
Gertrude, you did one once before, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we're kind of
We
getting.
just accidentally got here at this time of day where it takes me so long to get ready. We didn't come for anything to eat though.
Oh, I know you did, but we'd like to serve y'all something. I believe Mark would like a root beer float. Wouldn't you? I don't want
do you
to.
want?
Yeah.
I don't want to kill you.
Well, I'm fine with water. I'm doing
You don't
good.
want them to float.
I'm doing
Oh,
good.
look.
You can put one in a coffee cup. That'd be a good size.
So, well, I won't make a big one.
Eva always,
Root beer float. I forgot. And I know Mark's had many of them at her house.
What did you
I
say?
haven't had
you
one in a
did?
long time.
oh,
Who's
she
your drink?
would always have something that, you know, she thought people would want, you
Because
know,
it's in the way.
and fix it.
Yeah. I hadn't.
And she would start shelling peas early in the morning, and people would say, who are you fixing for? And she'll say, somebody will come by. And sure enough, somebody would, because we was always kind of traveling, you know, going to Eva's, Catherine's, over at Mr. Evans.
Mr. Evans.
Yeah, Mr. Evans. Let's go over to Evans. That old mill thing
Yeah.
had the horses.
That's sorghum. Making sorghum, wasn't it?
No, they raised
Sugar
ribbon
cane. Ribbon cane syrup.
Ribbon cane syrup.
Yeah, they did make syrup down there.
They made 1,100 gallons
I
in
remember
that
that.
1 year. So you can tell that was they had a pile of cane, cane peelings, not peelings, well, the pulp, you know, from
Yeah.
just a mountain of it, and we played on that. We had a lot of things to play on.
Yeah, I remember playing in.
The friend of ours made a painting of that y'all's old water. It's right in there over the couch.
Well, I believe
Yeah.
Alan did something, didn't he?
No, that was, one of the farmer's wives did that painting.
Oh.
Well, I mean, but Alan,
Yeah, he's painted several, but I didn't know anybody else had.
it was,
Did she do it from a picture?
Yeah, and
Um,
she done a good job. And
yeah, I see it.
some people thinks it looks too much. I mean, it's not.
I'm gonna get a closer look at it.
Huh?
who'd you say did it?
Friend of ours, Chief Plant's wife, Norma Plants, and just about every picture we got in there is somebody friend of ours.
Yeah.
Well, two of them was fire supplies.
And we used to shoot mistletoe out of a tree with a .22 rifle up, because it was so high up in the tree, couldn't get it down.
You remember that big tree out there? Cyrus said that
Big
fell down.
Oak tree.
Yeah, that big tree that.
I used to have a swing out in that tree with a board, just a board, a rope and a board in the middle.
Well, Glenn, who was it you? Betty. You and Betty.
Yeah, she come up there with somebody, you know.
And Eddie and Betty. And
I remember one time they was up, corn had just come in, but we had plenty, you know, field of it, and, so Mama had, or some of them was boiling that corn, and I loved it, and of course there was plenty of it, and I was eating. And Aunt Addie said, Lady, you better stop him or he's gonna be sick. Well, whatever Aunt Addie said, Mama thought that was law. She said, yes, brother, quit that, or you'll be sick. I got so mad, so she said, yes. She made me quit. And I got so mad, I crawled under the bed, you know, just, I didn't know what else to do. Couldn't do nothing else. So, I told Betty that, but she didn't. I don't think she appreciated it, you know, but.
oh, she probably wanted to hear it.
Yeah, but.
But how about it? You and her was.
Oh, that, sometimes I think that's a story, but.
You don't like that story?
I got mad because she wouldn't get out of that swing, see.
And didn't you try to cut the thing?
I sawed the limb, I climbed up there and sawed the limb off, and I fell.
And sawed himself off.
Sawed him, yeah.
You saw it in front of you instead of,
Betty, Aunt Addie and Betty would come up there all the time, you know.
They just told us, make me look dumb.
No, Betty tells
you
that
saw it off
now.
the party was sitting on.
Said you got mad at her or something.
Well, yeah, she wouldn't get out of the swing. It was like a suicide mission. I got done in too. I don't think she did. Just cut me down.
Yeah.
You showed her.
I mean, I did.
Ooh, Lord.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Wow.
Golly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Show a napkin.
You know, there's people that,
This is a treat. I haven't had one of these in
Good.
years.
Me either.
you haven't had one in
Well,
years?
I'm glad we had
No.
something
Mm.
that y'all like.
Thank you. A straw and everything. Ready.
This is just like going to the
Soda shop.
soda shop.
Mm. Y'all gonna have some, aren't you?
I hope.
I was gonna say, that's gotta be
You know, company comes first.
good root beer, and it's A&W.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all, usually I add a little root beer along.
I like it, this you like
A little
You
bit.
got it.
A little beer.
Gertrude knows how to fix it.
Oh yeah.
God, this is,
And Billy says she's so fast. And I never had noticed it, but she is
She's so what?
fast.
Yeah.
She can whip them out.
Yeah, I'm slowed down in old age.
Look, he's looking for his now.
Mm,
She's
thank
fast
you,
for
thank you.
company and not for you.
No, that's, I tell you, that's the sweetest woman in the world.
Well, I know that's good to hear, and it ain't Gertrude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he's afraid I'll quit, that's why he keeps bragging on me.
He was waiting on you to say something good about him.
Yeah, he thought you'd come out with telling about him.
God, I hope not.
Uh-oh, she passed.
going? Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
leave him. This is his, I
You
don't
went
know.
walking past
You
him.
thought I was gonna break it. Yeah.
Well, this is good, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
I thought it was gonna be like that old man that cooked that pasta.
What?
Well, he got him a possum and he had him a fire grill, he roasted it. Oh, you know, over the fire. So, taking a long time to roast him, and so just before he got through roasting him, he went to sleep. And somebody come by and saw the situation and saw that he was sound asleep. And they eat the possum. And real easy, they just wipe grease from that possum around his mouth, you know, and throw the bones down in his lap. And he looked the situation over and he said, well, I must have eaten that possum. But he sure is laying light on my stomach. That's one of the stories we heard over and over. And, you know, there wasn't no television or nothing, and that's what we listened to was them same old stories.
Mhm.
But I always wanted to hear them.
Yeah.
What was it Papa told you? What? Seems like you or Papa one told her some big tale. No, it was Papa one.
About what?
I think there was some big tales told.
I can't remember, but it maybe will come to me. Because somebody asked him something and he said,
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
"It sure is good, Gertrude."
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Where's yours?
Well, I don't drink it. That ice cream makes me cough, you know, I got
Oh,
that
really?
bronchial problem and asthma.
Well, you're getting better though, aren't you?
Yeah. But we both getting better.
Mm-hmm.
He had it first and really didn't, you wasn't really having too many problems, were you? Then I took it and seemed like his come back, but Billie said that's the way hers is done. It thinks she's over it and it starts over again.
Yeah, it takes a long time to get it gone.
I was the one that got Gertrude and Glenn together,
Yeah,
and I didn't have any idea about it. I just took Gertrude down there.
yeah. Well, when I was working, really, I met him at your house, first time I met him.
Well, how did you and Aunt Savannah get to know each other?
Well, when I was working, I rented a room from her
Yeah, down there, right down the street from,
on Robinson Place.
That caused all of it.
yeah, on Robinson, just right after we leave my house, just not very far down there.
So where were you working?
I was working in payroll and accounting at South Mason, Louisiana Ordnance Plant during the World War II. Well, they were making ammunition then.
But where were you from to have to rent a room?
Well, I was born in Louisiana, but I was living in Arkansas. My parents was in Arkansas. My daddy was superintendent of, well, then they call it the Ohio Oil Company, and now they call all of it in the east, and here too they call it Marathon.
Mm.
But but my mother and daddy both was from Louisiana too.
Mm.
He was transferred. Well, those leaves is
I
falling
know, I
down.
Yeah,
But it must be real windy out there.
Oh, well, that,
I can see them falling out there all the time.
I read something one time about a leaf. Every leaf falls different.
you told me that one time, and I've thought about that ever since.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that impressed me because it's like people. They fall different.
Some go fast, some go slow, some
Yeah.
twist
Some
and twirl.
twirl, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mine's got, my yard's full of
Yeah, ours is too, but I'm not gonna worry about it till
I'm
they
not
all
either.
fall, because lady across the street, she had about 3 people working out there, you know, raking up her leaves.
Mhm.
Next day, hers looked just like ours, so I said,
Well,
Yeah.
there's no point. Just let it
yeah, what's the
build up.
point of raking them up and just wait till they fall? There's a young man, across the street, he has been cutting the grass, and well, Glenn cut the front one time on his riding lawnmower since he's been sick, but
Mm.
Well, I could still do it.
I've gotta get a battery charger.
I couldn't get it
Because
off
it
of the.
hadn't been running it, and I know that battery's down. Well, I didn't even know he was on it. That fellow was here cutting grass. I looked down there and saw him. He was on it. He cut all the front, didn't you, that day?
Yeah.
So he might be able to
Oh, I'm gonna be
run
able.
over the leaves. See, it's got a thing on it, cuts them up, see, and
No.
of course it just
Mulch
stays there
or
and makes good fertilizer, really, the leaves do.
They're just falling one at a time out there.
Yeah. But if you can't, we'll just
Did
get
y'all
down
hear any
across the
family
street.
stories last night?
Not
No.
really.
Mm-mm.
Any what?
Family stories. No. There was just
No.
people in and out, and
I know what you mean.
didn't have time to just sit down and
Yeah,
talk.
well, there's so many different ones, it's,
Yeah. They watched that tape that, Sister and Teen made when Grandma and Grandpa picking peaches out of their tree by the house.
oh,
Oh,
that was.
And one of the old picnics, one of the 4th of July picnics with Aunt Catherine and everybody there, and Gordon was a baby. There's Linda on there, and so we're gonna take that to Jerry's, and Jerry's gonna make everybody a copy.
Oh, that's
That'd
wonderful.
be
I
good.
heard about that and I said, I hope I get one.
Yeah, you will.
We've got it outside if you want to look at it.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have a VCR?
Yeah,
Yeah, we do. And,
well, we'd
But it's-
rather kind of visit with them if you gonna get that later,
Well, now,
or you can, we'll watch
Yeah.
it,
yeah.
You're gonna get one if you don't want to see it today.
whatever you want
Oh.
to do.
I would like to, but it's like she said, we don't have long to visit.
That's
you know.
right. That's right.
And if we're gonna get one,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hate to use
You
up
will.
all your visiting time. So we don't see much.
And what else is on there, Mark?
Lots of Melissa and Rusty.
It's a good
And
tape
Hank
to
and
have.
Tim as a baby.
What happened? What'd you say?
Melissa and Rusty's on there, and but I
Yeah.
think of Grandma and Grandpa. Oh, and they was putting decorations on a Christmas tree.
is that right?
Him and her. Yeah.
Mama and Papa?
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
They took all their old 8mm movies and
Yeah.
had them transferred onto videotape
Oh,
before they rotted away and you couldn't watch them
yeah,
anymore.
yeah, they will deteriorate.
Yeah.
I think they got that little old camera one years ago when, like, people want you to come look at property off somewhere over in Texas, I think, and they would give you something to come look at it, and they
Yeah.
got that camera.
Oh,
and that's
really? Wow.
They made all those films
A
with.
little brownie, something you wound up.
Yeah. We got one of those real old box ones.
Yeah. Joe got it.
I don't even know where it is right now. That was our first camera. Well, I guess we hadn't had but two, have we?
Mm.
He took pictures. He was really into photography for a good while.
Who?
Glenn.
Oh yeah, I remember. Slides
You do?
and everything.
Yeah, most of ours was slides, and in a way I kind of hate that because you have to get that machine out and, you know, instead of sitting there looking through them and seeing the pictures. But
Mm.
I got some of, I don't know whose birthday it was. It was down at,
The camp there.
no, it was at JT's, wasn't it? Yeah, and Elsie's.
well, that wasn't our 25th wedding anniversary, was it?
Could have been.
Yeah, they had it at their house.
Who?
JT and Elsie when we was our 25th
Y'all want some
wedding
more?
anniversary.
No.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
plenty.
No.
Oh, I'm glad we had something they liked.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
mm.
That's a treat.
That's what everybody says. They don't have root beer floats anymore, or
I bet
Oh,
we'll
wow.
be
She just
having
make
some in
them at
Nashville,
home.
won't we?
I wouldn't know how to.
what'd you say?
Unless you just make it at home.
Oh,
eh?
yeah.
Yeah. We
Nobody
try to
thinks-
keep stuff here in case, you know, somebody comes in.
Yeah.
And that's,
Well, this is,
again, what they want, they're looking forward to, so we'll make sure we got plenty in case
Yeah.
somebody drops by.
mm.
Because a lot of people, they really like one of these,
Mm-hmm.
and that does us good.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about a root beer float in years. But I do remember Mama kept them rolling out.
Yeah, and she made a lot of cakes.
Cakes.
You saw that picture we all have of all of us together eating down there, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'll show you when I get back.
Yeah. She had one of me.
Oh,
She got me to say something with my mouth full.
Took your picture.
I've got we took a lot of pictures down at Camp Margaret and I've got, Debbie had plugged her old percolator in and she was leaning down listening to see if it was on, and I got a picture of that. And a lot of people eating.
Yeah.
Oh, if you take it.
That wasn't the only one of you eating, I don't think.
Well, everywhere we went was eating.
I know it.
We was all eating.
Well, we was swimming down there one time, you know, down there, and I was drowning and Glenn pulled me out.
Well, I got up under her. I knew better than to try to. It was over her head,
I was drowning.
and it was down at the diving board. And she'd already gone under a time or two, and I got down on the bottom and walked up. I got my back up against the diving board and just had my bearings, you know, and went to kind of on the bottom, you know, and fell till I felt her feet, and then I pushed her towards the diving board. That's the first time that she's ever brought that up. She don't want to think I'm gonna charge her.
Didn't want to make you a hero.
But I never could swim, you know.
They was
Just
determined
swim.
not to make me a hero.
I never was a good swimmer either.
Have you ever had regrets about saving her?
Wonder why did I do this?
A few times.
You might could have done me a favor and let me go on.
Well,
No,
then
Savannah, we couldn't do without
you
you.
would have got stuck with me, see?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
I was the one who
Come to
took her
think
down
of
there. I didn't know thinking anything about it. Did y'all get together that same day or what?
The first day that I saw him, I came in from work, And I think he'd come in from, were you out of the service then, wasn't you?
Yeah.
And he had bathed, and my first impression of him was when I went in the bathroom, it was real clean. So I thought that sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's really the first time that we saw each other.
And she keeps saying, why don't you do like she used to do?
Keep the bathroom clean.
Yeah.
So where was that? At Aunt
That was
Savannah's house?
on Robinson, when she lived
Place.
on Robinson Place. It was right off of Centenary.
Yeah, it's right
Yeah.
there.
So you were renting a room there?
Yeah.
How come you'd be renting a room?
Well, I worked out at Louisiana
Yeah, I
Orange.
mean, but how did
Well,
you
see,
do
I
that?
first came to Shreveport to go to business college. That's when after I graduated. And then I went to work. Well, I went to work for an attorney first. And then all this came about, you know, and they were paying a lot more money than any other places. And their offices really were in Shreveport first, before they finished all that work out there. That's when I went to work with them.
Well,
Now,
In
who
Shreveport, and then we had to
Who was
move
those
way
people
out.
that lived over there up the street a little bit and you went?
Oh, Bath was their name. Oh, yeah.
Bath.
Oh, well, now next door to us was the Harpers.
That's, oh yeah. the-
But the one on the corner, their name was Bath, and I had met her in college, my short college.
The Harpers was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I wanna know how much was the rent for a room back then?
I don't remember. Was it $15 or
I
something,
just don't remember.
or 20?
A month?
I can't really remember.
Would have to be a month,
Yeah.
not a week.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what old Savannah got me in trouble for next door.
Yeah, tell about it.
Well, see, she had an ice box. She didn't have a refrigerator. So during the war, you just couldn't, ice was limited, and they couldn't get enough ice to supply. So she had been, this is kind of a stupid story on my part, I guess. She had been going over every evening and they had a refrigerator and they give her ice cubes. Well, unbeknownst to me, but I feel sure that Savannah knew it, Miss Harper was out of town. So when I come in, she said, now I've been going over there every day and it's your turn to go. Well, here I go. Knocked on the back door and he said, come in. And I said, I come to get ice. He said, well, help yourself. I didn't know he's in the bathtub bathing. Well, about that time the phone went to ring and I didn't know what to do. I said, do you want me to answer the phone, Mr. Harper? Yeah. Well, this lady asked for Miss Harper. Well, I just said she's out of town. I was but 18. And I don't know how he got out of that. I went back over there and I said, don't you ever ask me to go back and get some ice. Of course, now I just wouldn't have answered that phone. But then, 18 years old, the phone was ringing, you're supposed to answer it. Then he told me to. But when I told that woman she was out of town.
And Mr.
And
Hart
then
was
he
in
was
the
taking a
bathtub.
bath. Yeah, I told him that. So I guess I was pretty stupid. I wouldn't have
Well,
told
you
her.
remember the time that we
I
all...
told her I'd just come over there and get ice, but I don't know if she believes that or not.
Gertrude, you remember the time that we thought something and it was out on the porch? Somebody...
Yeah, all that noise. Yeah.
Yeah, just noise out on the back porch.
That's when that Texarkana killer was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
And they seemed like they had said he might be coming to Shreveport. They never did find out. I don't know how many people he killed. See, Ted was working.
Everybody was
He
scared.
was working out of town then. It was just Savannah and I.
For no rhyme or reason, see, he
but,
was just.
and wasn't Margaret there with us?
Sometime, part of the time she was. But the scariest I got to see was kind of an older house, and back during the war they didn't do repairs because you couldn't get houses, and if you got one, they didn't do anything to it. So I raised the window. We didn't have any fans or anything back then. And see, I was scared anyway because of this Texarkana killer, and the screen fell off, and I went out like that and grabbed that screen, and We had just been talking about that killer, you know, that they said he'd come to Shreveport.
Yes.
And one of them had climbed in the girl's, I don't think it was the same one, in her bedroom window. And that was all I was thinking about, so I had my head hanging out that window holding onto that screen.
But I remember Gertrude said, you better leave here. I said, and it was,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was a
but-
hog or something out there. What was it?
Yeah,
And
I
he was
can't.
beating up and down with that. And
Yeah, I remember that. And something like that happened when Essie, Essie moved in when Savannah moved. She inherited me. And Essie, Pete, he worked at night. And Essie would keep me up all night. Well, especially that time there was a noise out there. And she wouldn't let me go to sleep. See, I'd get up real early and ride all the way almost to Minden to go to work. And I looked over there and she was sound asleep. Now, well, she had me guarding. So
That's all extra she can do.
oh yeah.
She had her.
I think that was their dog though that was making that noise. I think she called the police and they come out and looked that time.
Well, anyway,
We've had some experiences.
Oh,
Oh yeah. And made it through.
Yeah, we survived it.
do y'all remember when Miss Ackman used to come down there and she wanted to go, she got up a deal, wanted to go possum hunting.
Oh yeah.
And,
Yes, sir. And Ben and Papa go with us too.
oh yeah, Papa and Alvin and, that was a gang of us. Carried the axe, and I don't know if, carried the axe. I don't know if he carried the saw or
I
not.
don't know why we did that.
Because if we found something up a tree, we'd just cut it down. You know, there's plenty of trees
Yeah.
and not many possums, so we couldn't do it with possum.
I guess they leave them all.
But anyway, we went over there and it was kind of close to, it was over on Norton Lake. And the dogs treed. And of course everybody, you know, right immediately they built a fire, you know, where we could see and see the stage. And Papa wanted the axe after we got the fire going where you could see, you know. And everybody was sitting there. And Papa taking that axe and chopped a big slab out of this stump that the dogs had treed in, a old holler stump. And so he reached in there, he chopped a slab out of that stump and you could see the possum, you know, see that fur.
Mm.
And of course he had the stage, you know, him and he reached in there and got that possum, I guess he could see how he was laying in there. And he got him by the tail and picked him up. It was a big old boar possum. Papa wore boots then, leather boots, lace-up boots. That's what they wore down, you know, where we come from. And he got that old possum and was holding him up, admiring, you know, himself. And that old possum just curled up and got him right through that leg, that fat part of his leg, through the boot and all. Well, when the dogs saw the possum, they run and grabbed the possum, see? And I mean, they would grab that possum and went to shaking him. They were good dogs. And well, he was just going with them, you know. And everybody was hollering, "Get that possum, get the possum." And Papa was trying to go with them dogs. And he said, "Go get the possum, Ale." I mean, get the dogs, that's what it was. Oh yeah, he said, somebody get these damn dogs. They're the ones that was killing him, see, you know. And, so they did, Alvin and some of them, they finally got them.
I don't know why Miss Ackman wanted to,
Oh, she just was eating that up, you know, all that country stuff.
yeah.
We had some experiences, and, you know, that horse, me and old Betty was riding that horse, and Billie wanted to go, and she got on the back. And she was little, but anyway, she slipped off of the back, and, we left her sitting, and, she'd slipped off of the back, and we just sitting there crying, and,
They
Betty
still
went off
talk
laughing,
about it.
see.
They left that little fellow crying.
She said all she got out of all that playing Betty was telling her about was seeing the back end of a horse leaving, you know. And she talks about that all the time, you know. But I just thought y'all wanted to hear one story about the possum hunt. And
Yeah.
Well, who was Miss Ackman? Is she not
Miss Ackman?
country or what?
she was
You remember her, don't you?
No.
she was living uptown, 138
And her husband worked out of town.
L.
Yeah,
She had one son.
Yeah.
You're about your age.
yeah.
And they got acquainted with her, and she come down and found us, and she wanted to be in the country, you know,
Yeah.
and her boy, you know, and we could ride, you know, and everything on horses, and so she just taken up with us down there, and she got very important to us.
Yeah.
Tell about when you was there and that woman was, we called you brother, and don't you remember, and you said she paints up, and that woman was all painted up.
I remember, we used to
You
call
remember that
call
story,
me
don't
brother
you?
all the time, didn't we?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, and I was just a boy. I had on Alvin's hat, I think, sitting in the rumble seat. It was a nice car, beautiful car, like you see in the old movies. But we stopped on the corner of this, where one of her friends, you know, Miss Ackman was, she got around, and this woman was all dressed up and out there in her yard.
and when she smoking too.
Oh yeah, smoking and all painted up, and at that time, you know, that wasn't in. I mean, it was in, but not out in the country.
Mm-hmm.
She said, well, she said, they got to talking about somebody that lived down there. And she said, she's not all that nice, is she, brother? I said, no, she drinks and cusses and smokes. Well, I have.
Paints her face.
And paints her face. And,
All that woman was standing there.
yeah,
all that.
and she was painted, and she's smoking, and she said, who is this? They
He
said,
was describing
Ackman
her.
said,
She
oh,
was
that's
standing
Brother
there.
Laird.
Brother.
She thought I was a midget evangelist, I guess. That's Brother Laird. Brother Laird. And I'm forgetting how that turned out, but she said I was Brother Laird. Now, I've thought since then that she must have thought I was
Preach.
Yeah, I was calling him brother.
an evangelist.
You know, later on, Glenn, she died there in the LSU while I was working there. I got up and she was in there and went back. And there's two doctors just standing there talking with her, and she was just still on the bed, you know.
Yeah.
And she was in a nursing home. I think she married somebody else, didn't she?
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
I think he had left, but when she put her in a nursing home, it brought her back here, didn't he? Her son, you
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, Frank. And I went to see her in the
Yeah.
down there. And I told her I just wanted to tell her how I appreciated how she treated all of us, you know, and that and me, a country boy, that it meant so much to get to go to town, you know, and she said, you never was a country boy. But I think I was.
Did you live close to where JT and Elsie lived? Is that how
Yeah,
y'all
next
met up?
door, next door to
Oh,
Hannah.
yeah, she lived next to her, right there, next door.
But
I wonder where that girl that, you know, them that lived there, wonder if they're still living.
you mean Betty Henderson?
Yeah, Betty Henderson.
She was the one that had like Glenn. She had a crush on Glenn.
Crush. Old Betty
Yes.
and DK, that was her brother.
See, I forget all that. DK, I remember him.
They all lived there at the same street. All,
Yeah, that was.
yeah.
And at that time, didn't Essie lived over across the street, didn't she?
I don't remember. I just remember them saying that Elsie and JT lived
Yeah.
next to Miss Acton.
Yeah. A two-story house.
Yeah. Well, it was all at good times. It would take several books to write all of it down. Charlotte's usually a writer. You could write good.
Yeah, well, it would be probably a bestseller if somebody could write it all
You
down.
fill all those stories.
Yeah, I know.
in there. Well, he's got a lot of them. I don't know. Trying to think of.
No, but when I just took Gertrude in there, I didn't even think about that her and Glenn would get, I believe y'all got together that night, didn't you?
Oh, well, we dated. We
Lord.
didn't get married that night.
I mean, you know, I believe y'all,
Yeah, we.
Yeah, our first date we went to the carnival. Do you remember that?
First date was there was a big rodeo coming to town,
Oh,
and I didn't
wow.
know how to invite Gertrude. I guess I was scared of her.
Gosh.
Well, you know, I was scared to ask her for a date, and but anyway, there was a big rodeo coming to town, and I asked her. I said, "Would you like to go to the rodeo?" She said yes, and so.
oh, didn't Papa and Mama and all of us go?
No, it was just me and her, and I got box seats, and I was trying to impress her. And we got right down at the wire, you know, just between the wire was all between us and them horses. We were sitting in it, and I think I'd got her some popcorn. Well, they was talking about what all was happening, and they said, one coming out now is 5 minutes to midnight. Boy, and he was bucking horse. And then the next one was midnight. And oh, that was a bad horse. And he got it right. The wire was the only thing between us and that bad horse. And he had a lot of gas on his stomach. And I never had come from the country, and been around horses and mules, but I never had heard nothing like that. And, I mean, every time you hit the ground, it was an explosion, you know. And, so, I wanted to say something, I was so embarrassed, and I started saying to the bad Lord. Anything I thought about saying, it just wouldn't fit. So, anyway, the next time was the carnival.
Yeah. Seemed like Margaret and Tommy.
Yeah,
Did Margaret and Tommy go with us, or she was, maybe Margaret was with somebody else, I don't remember.
I don't remember, maybe she was, but maybe she was just by herself.
No, I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but
I'd ride on anything, and he got sick. I didn't know he got sick, he didn't tell
I was
me.
embarrassed.
I always loved to ride on those rides when I was younger, and I was riding, we was on the tilt-a-whirl and everything.
I remember about riding on those things and from
I
way
got
up
so
high.
sick.
So
I didn't want her to
he
know I
eased
got
off.
sick. She
He
was
didn't tell me
looking
about it.
for another ride. And, I, eased off around behind the building and went to vomited. I didn't want her to see me.
I had to go back and ride some more, probably.
No,
Probably, I don't remember.
no, I wasn't able to ride again.
That was a big thing, though, when the fair and the carnivals would come, I remember. We'd tell them, go faster, go faster. You didn't like all that,
Oh,
did you?
no, I didn't.
They probably weren't near as fast as they are today, but
No.
they were to y'all.
No, it was just like a Model T Ford and now these racing cars.
Mm.
And those, was it a roll plane that would go, was one on each end, and they'd go all the way up real high, and they'd just stop with your head down. We didn't ride on that though, did you? I've ridden on it several times. I wouldn't ride on any of that mess today.
Mm-mm.
Gertrude was a daredevil on them rides. And, do you remember, Savannah, they told about that old man that them seats that went like that, and this old man had a walking stick in it, and it would slip down in the crack and it would cut his walking stick off.
Oh, God.
And, oh Lord, I wish I could think of some of the things that happened.
Or when you was at town with Frank, and you know, y'all shooting firecrackers.
Oh, yeah, and, I wasn't. I was just running behind this bunch of town boys, see? And they got them a bunch of firecrackers, and on the corner of, let's see, it was Olive and Cresswell.
Yeah, that was where Miss Ackman.
Yeah, there was a drugstore there, first place I ever got a malted milk. Old Frank carried me down there. And got me one, and that was, I thought I'd died and went to heaven. But, we was all just running in a bunch, and they was shooting firecrackers. And this fella grabbed me, I was the
Yeah, but
last
he
one.
was going to a filling station.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Shooting
his
firecrackers
fella.
Oh, no.
at the filling station, right around it.
He said, boy, where are you from? And I said, I'm from Farben, I believe I told him. He said, well, you get back to Farben. What's your name? And I said, Artie. And,
That is his
That
first
is his
name,
name,
but
Artie
they
Glenn.
never, teacher didn't like it when he first went to school, and he didn't like it after
he
that.
said, teacher said, she frowned and said, do you have another name?
And he had learned how to write Artie before he went, see.
but I didn't know how to spell Glenn. So, anyway, she said, well, you use Glenn. Well, I say, I never did like Artie after that, see.
Artie Glenn was his name.
Artie Glenn.
So even today, he didn't use the name Salone. When I'm filling out things, you know, it's got your last name, first name, and your middle name. I just have to leave it blank because it's just Glenn Laird on everything. But when we bought, I guess it was the first house, I said, look, put your full name on there. It's not even on your birth certificate, is it?
No.
Because we got it later, you know. So everybody don't use their full name.
Let's see where the old lived first.
That's not a bad name though, since I.
No, that's not anything wrong with
Artie
it.
Glenn.
Yeah.
Cause I don't believe I've heard anybody else named Artie.
I think there
Art.
was somebody.
But not Artie.
Artie Shaw,
Yeah, Artie
Oh.
Shaw.
the band leader, and I've
Okay.
heard other people.
Well, that's right, Artie.
Didn't we call you Artie for a long?
Yeah.
Till they went to school.
I remember one time I was going to town with y'all, and there was a little black boy walking along there somewhere, and Eva grabbed him and said, come on here, Artie, and, you know, I was getting behind, she thought, she grabbed him.
She thought it was you. She wasn't looking.
No, she just reached and got me.
Got him, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, one time, when your gun went off, we picked you up, Mom and Papa.
Yeah, y'all come along, and I was coming home, walking down the road, and been squirrel hunting. And it got dark, and I climbed over in that truck, had them cattle frames up on the truck. You've seen them, you
Yeah.
know. Probably stepped in something too. But I went to take the shells out of my gun, and it went off.
His mama just fell.
Fell
She
down,
just,
so old brother's dead. I always thought one of us, there was so many that thought surely one of them would get killed full on. And Papa stopped. They was going to unload me, I guess. But
I think it scared him real bad.
oh, it did, sure.
That shotgun.
Because I shot a hole in his truck.
That's why you unloaded it. But tell about the way y'all used to scare those blacks with that sheet thing you pull up and Glow, you know, he met up with somebody. And when they said something about Foreman, he said, yeah, that's where they said they had
Said,
that.
I've heard about Foreman, said this. They used to say that there was a ghost
By the railroad
by
track.
the railroad track. He said, well, I hate to tell you, but that was my father.
Started that ghost, had that thing fixed when, and they'd pull it and that sheet would go up some way. And they would scare those blacks. Well, they got out, there was a,
Well, the whites too.
oh, you would? Well, whoever came by.
We had a long
And that was not too long
road.
ago, he met that man, and when he said Forbin, that's the first thing he thought about.
Oh, was
That
it
they had
ghost?
a ghost by the railroad track, and they had made the ghost. See?
We had it tied on the corner, you know, of a sheet. And we had a string, you know. And tied to a telephone post, kind of high, you know.
Yeah.
And then brought it across the road and over some bushes, you know. Taking a lot of string, but you use the string so they couldn't see the string, and the rope would be, you know, where they didn't notice the rope.
Of course, that was at night, you know.
But anyway, they'd be walking along there, hunting or whatever. And this sheet laying in the road, and all of a sudden it would just start going up like a snake or something, you know, up. And they'd get to, what the hell is that? And I don't know if it's coming from church or not, but they'd start cussing before the thing was over, you know.
But there was no lights out there, no street lights, no nothing. It was pitch black.
Now, where was
In the
that?
country.
Oh, in the country, yeah.
Yeah, right there by the railroad track, that's where a lot of things
What, the
happen.
post office?
Yeah,
Before you got to the post office, coming up that way, you know.
but that shows how something can get started, and that, he met with this man, was it in Houston or someplace else? And when they said something about Forbin, that was the first thing I thought, they said, yeah, they used to be a ghost.
That was you guys.
That's my daddy, wasn't that ghost? That's like that light in Arkansas that they kept seeing, you know, on the railroad track.
Yeah,
And people would come out to see what it was.
yeah.
Things will get started like that.
Was that somebody doing that?
I don't think they ever discovered that, did they, about that one in Arkansas?
No,
Because I hadn't heard anything about it in a long time.
I'm gonna creep down the hall.
Pete used to tell about a cat that,
Yeah, I'll take that, Savannah. Well, go down to, you know, through the
Yeah.
big room, because all his paraphernalia is in that other one.
Now, what did you say, started to say, Glenn? You done got him.
yeah. Yeah, I have.
I need one of them now.
Would y'all like some more water?
No, I'm
No,
fine.
I'm fine. Eating ice.
Eating ice.
I'll move this out of your way.
Oh, I can.
Well, guys, we just sat and
Thank
looked
you.
you were.
Well, no.
To go.
Yeah, I'll show you, Savannah.
What time is it? 1:30.
12:30.
Is that what this watch says?
This was from us.
Does it say 1:30?
12:20.
There's one right
Church
there.
took it.
Oh, look, I was right behind Mark's head.
We just got that because, we had another one, and, see that nail that's up there over the door?
Yeah.
Gertrude, see, when I got out, she was changing the batteries in all of her clocks. She let that one get away from her and
Oh.
fall,
Oh.
and the hand, the hour hand, you know, the one that goes around more,
Yeah.
it just loosened up or something, and it won't.
It's turning. Just,
Yeah, and we have
swing.
had that so long till I feel attached to it.
Well, what'd you do with it? Did you throw it away?
No, it's sitting laying on the table. We got more clocks on the table than we have.
On the wall?
I was telling about our clock.
That clock?
We had the worst problem. There was one on the, right back here. It was hanging up there, and it'd been there for a long time. Glenn and Helen gave me, it had chimes.
Mm.
I had my back and to it, and all of a sudden I heard this horrible noise. I looked around, couldn't find anything. So when I went around there, there was that clock on that bar.
Mm.
So that one's tore up, and the time change, I got up to change that one. See, it's got a big nail.
Yeah.
Well, pulling it, I had to pull it so hard, getting off that nail. When I did, it just fell out. Slung it out of my hand. So anyway, we got to. So I got that one.
That's
It's really,
pretty.
Yeah. That's
I was gonna put it down low, so when you have to change
Yeah, you have to
batteries, you'll have to
climb
get
up on
up
that.
and wrestle
We're
with
not
it.
gonna put them up high.
No, because we're
Uh-uh.
getting too old for that.
That's right.
Also, you learn as you get older, I heard,
Mhm.
and I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you don't learn something, you're in bad shape.
that's the
By the time you
truth.
get older,
Yeah.
if something hadn't sunk in.
Well, he's got a lot of tales I can't think of.
Well, we're not gonna visit y'all to death, we just
Oh,
want
look,
to come
you're
by and
more
see
than
you.
welcome.
You don't know how good.
Stay
it
all
is
day,
for
we'll
y'all
be
to
glad, and I'll
You
fix
really
y'all
don't.
something.
No, we're gonna take her by the store and get a little groceries and,
She's wanting to
Well,
buy
we're so
me,
glad that y'all got to come,
She won't
come
want,
see us.
sounds like she
See
wanted to
y'all.
buy me some groceries. But I've got the money in my purse.
okay. We'll just whirl through Brookshire's. And,
well, we are proud y'all come.
I mean-
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't have missed it.
Tell Danny he's got a twin.
yeah,
Yeah, you know, I hadn't thought about it, but he does.
And he's got a mustache like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the same type he's got, just
Yeah.
like that.
Well,
like, don't know if they'll ever meet up, but that would be good to get a picture.
Yeah,
of
it
them
would be, it sure would be.
Well, I imagine.
He's
we'll
coming
all get
Christmas.
together.
when is
Okay,
Nancy
yeah.
coming back?
He's coming Christmas, he was supposed to come Thanksgiving, both of them was coming up, but then he had some things at his job, he couldn't get away, but he'll be here Christmas. They'll both be here Christmas.
That'll be good.
Mhm.
We're gonna go to Sister and Teens for Christmas
That's
in
good.
Arkansas. Yeah.
How's she doing?
She's doing good. She's going to taking classes 3 nights a week, Monday,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday nights. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night she's working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. at a nursing home.
Yeah.
So she's working on her RN. She's taking courses towards her RN.
Oh, that's
That's
good.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
But she didn't have to have any treatment.
Radiation,
I
no.
didn't either.
No.
Have any what?
Treatment for
From her
cancer,
Oh,
breast.
breast cancer. Eva Callan, you know, and I had it too.
Yeah.
Soon be 2 years.
Do you take any kind of medication?
No, he
Nothing?
didn't give me any kind. He said this mine was the type that I guess it don't spread as fast or something.
Mm.
It will spread if you don't get it. And I always got mammograms every year and everything. And I knew I'd had surgery on the other breast, but it wasn't malignant.
Yeah.
she fixed
And
mine,
just,
where you could see all
And
the.
I had surgery on this breast
Yeah,
too,
well,
Mm.
but
see,
it
you're
wasn't
the top-
malignant then. But the
top
other one
one
came
up
back,
here, Savannah.
so it
And
was.
Ashley.
So it's important to get those mammograms.
And that's Billy
Well,
up
she
top.
said they were gonna put her on some kind of
Yeah,
medication,
yeah,
but
but-
then.
Yeah, Betty had,
And then May,
when she,
and Margaret.
they gave her medication for
Yeah, I
years,
still
but
need May there. and
I asked him
was
about it and he said, no, the type you got, you don't need
Well,
it. He's
that's
supposed to
one.
be real good, so I hope he
Yeah.
knows what he's talking
Well,
about.
that's a blessing then. So.
Yeah, it was, cause those treatments is
Rough.
terrible.
Yeah.
I didn't get to talking too bad, did I, tell him about that horse?
No.
Oh,
On
no.
his stomach.
Well, I wanted to know, was there an odor with it?
I don't remember,
No, but you,
I didn't say anything.
well, but I think I remember you putting your hand over your popcorn.
Well, there must have been some older, I wanted to get in that popcorn.
You just didn't want her to think it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been what he was scared, I think it was him.
That should have been the horse's name, Popcorn.
Yeah.
They called him Midnight. It was 5 minutes to midnight, and then they let Midnight loose, and I'm telling you, that was the buckiness horse I've ever heard.
I was at Far Savannah when we got there, what was it, Wednesday evening. I came in the house farting. I had we'd eat all the way there to stay awake. And I was just farting every step. And last night when we got home, I was farting.
Well, I believe you quit now, though.
Yeah,
Came
for
in with
now.
sound effects.
I said, I believe you.
Yeah,
Got
for
rid
now.
of it or
Yeah, well,
I tried to give you some
milk of magnesia.
Tylenol or something. I mean,
Yeah, they all thought milk of magnesia was whatever was wrong
What?
with you.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
trying to stop her from doing that.
We didn't have much medicine, you know, but, that Mama ordered milk and magnesia regular. And there was a
Yeah,
trash
milk and
pile
magnesia.
down there by the house, and it just had a blue glow, you know, with so many milk and magnesia bottles. And,
Was it Essie said she hurt her toe? Or maybe that was Kathy said she hurt her toe and
no,
Essie gave her milk and magnesia.
well, that's the way we was.
I
Yeah.
guess they used to think everything, you know, if you cleaned your system out, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's a good place to start, is getting cleaned out. And then go
It'd take
from
your
there.
mind off of what else is wrong.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? It'd be like that fireman that you give that milk and magnesia to.
What?
Well, see, this fireman, we was all friends.
This is a classic of a fire department, I think.
Anyway, he found out at home that there was no taste to food coloring. And he figured out a way to get him some free milk. He would just put some coloring in the milk and nobody would drink it, you know, if it was red as that cap on that Tabasco sauce,
Yeah.
maybe blue.
Blue.
But see, back then, they all brought their own milk and their lunch and everything to the fire station.
You know, just a quart, bring a quart. So, every once in a while, somebody's milk would turn up blue or green, and when he put it in there, he would make it either green, red, blue, and, so he,
They wouldn't drink it.
no, they wouldn't drink it. But he would, see, because he knew there was no taste and no after, so. He told somebody, he said, they was talking about it and laughing, and he said, I'm gonna put it in old Larry's milk till next night time. So they told me. So a couple of my friends and me, we was in on it, you know, and we decided to break him. So we started off looking for croton oil. I'm glad we didn't find any because we probably killed him, see, but we had that medium-sized bottle of milk and magnesia is what we wound up with. And there was a bar where everybody either bought their, you know, whiskey or whatever, and bologna or whatever you wanted, you know, it was at one of them stores like that.
Yeah.
So we got that milk and magnesia, and they went back down to the station, and I stayed up there, and I asked that fella for 4 glasses, and I poured the milk in 4 glasses, all but about that much, you know, in the jar, in the bottle. And then I went to pouring back into poured the milk and magnesia.
The whole bottle.
Yeah. And I shook it up, you know, and homogenized it. And,
Put his milk back in there. So.
yeah, put that milk back in there and, shook it up, got it homogenized, you know, where you put that cap on it, had a double cap, you know, a little flat lid, and then something went over it. And I handled it real easy so it wouldn't look like it'd been tampered with. And, well, I carried it down there and set it up in the refrigerator. when I come back upstairs, they said, Laird, there was two of us, they swung us out, you know, we had to go to another station, they were short. Go to number 10, he said. I went upstairs fussing about I had to go. I looked in the icebox and my milk was red, and I said, I'm not gonna drink this crap. And there was all kind of giggling and smiling. So anyway, I got there. I went upstairs to get my lunch and carry it with me, and I looked in there and saw that red milk, and I said, well, I kind of fussed, you know, maybe cussed a little, and left. And well, anyway, they got him to using this milk. They said, you mean it don't have no taste? No. And they were just asking questions and caused him to drink a little more, you know, and they got it down to where they said, well, could you make hot chocolate out of that? And it wouldn't, they couldn't tell it. Oh yeah. So they found some chocolate and got him to make hot chocolate.
So he drank every bit of it.
Oh, he drank every bit of it, and that last hot chocolate, you know, that was cathartic, I think, for those. Well, I was gone, and wasn't too long, it was at night. They called me.
Well, first though, they said, they got up and he was sitting in the bathroom. And he said, no, he hadn't been to sleep.
They said, you up awful early. He said, early hell, I've been up all night. He said, why? In the bathroom. Said, something tore my stomach up. I said, I wonder what it was. He said, I think it was that, some gravy my wife had on the back of the stove. Tore my stomach up. Well, they said, anyway, they let him, they went on, but they called me, and the thing had turned, said my friends had turned into enemies.
He was at the other station, so they didn't really know what all was going on, did you?
No, but I was kind of interested, and they said, oh yeah, said old Beck was in bad shape when they carried him out of here. I said, oh Lord, why did y'all let that outfit drink all of it? Well, he,
Well, they told you they carried him to the hospital.
oh yeah, they said he sure did look bad when they was carrying him out of here. Well, wasn't long till a woman called crying. Called and said, this is Miss, you know, name one of the fellows, like she was his wife, and said they feel like that if you do know what y'all put in his milk or something, that might be able to save him. Oh Lord. And then another one called later on and said, this is Mrs. Scott. Not with
But you didn't tell him anything, so he wasn't gonna get caught.
No.
Well, like he didn't know anything about it.
I said, well, I'm not even working at that station. I went to line, because this was murder, man. So,
That Miss Scott called, that's where you were,
yeah, Willis Knight,
from the emergency room.
emergency room. It was, it wasn't Willis Knight then, it was
Tri-State.
Yeah.
Tri-State. So I was walking up and down that street out there by the fire station, sweating. And all of a sudden it dawned on me just to check that thing out. So I went inside and called Tri-State Hospital. And I said, I'd like to speak to Miss Scott at the
An emergency.
emergency room. She said, all right. She come back and said, we don't have a Miss Scott. I said, well, what I was asking about was, no, asked for the emergency room. And then finally it boiled out that, I said, well, what I was calling about was Mr. Beckwith and wanted to see how he's doing. She said, we don't have a Mr. Beckwith. I said, oh, they done got me.
Had him sweating though. Thought he done killed somebody.
I thought I had. And they was inside laughing. I wondered why nobody was out.
They all knew what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of broke him about the milk.
Oh,
Yeah, did it?
more of that.
Did he have to leave work? I mean, that part was true.
No, he didn't go to the hospital,
But
but
he
he did stay up all night.
Stayed up all night. Said I had shit all night long. But,
They turned it on you though, didn't they?
oh, they turned it on me. That was one that backfired.
I know y'all played a lot of tricks on one another at the
Yeah.
firehouse.
Oh, we did.
Somebody, the one that got me, he brought a snake, and where would he put it?
I don't
They
want
put it
nobody-
in a paper sack.
That's getting a little too crazy.
Yes, sir, I don't want no.
Well,
It wasn't a poison
No,
snake though, was it?
No, it would just make the fella.
Have a hard
Not
time.
need that milk of magnesia.
Yeah.
But I tell you,
They had some times.
we did.
Did anybody ever get to fighting in there?
Fighting. Oh, they had fights.
Did they actually hit each
Yes.
other?
Oh, yeah, sometimes.
You was gonna stop one time when you, one day that killed you.
Yeah, one of them had a knife and one of them had a piece of concrete that had been breaking up. And one had a knife and one of them picked up a piece of that concrete. And he had it raised up and this fella had a knife that was, and I didn't know how dumb I was till then. I run in between them and said, no, y'all can't, y'all stop this. And that was ready to go after it, see. But, I don't know, maybe one was scared and the other was glad of it.
I'm glad you were in between them.
Mm. Imagine having to stay shut up 24 hours.
Yeah,
Everybody doesn't get along.
No, there'll be times
no,
when
not a whole
good
shift.
friends will go to fussing, you know, and all.
But then if y'all had got an alarm, then everybody would have to forget what they was doing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you gotta get with it.
They had one fireman that wouldn't slide the pole.
That wouldn't.
Yeah. And, they told him they'd going to let him go if he didn't start sliding the pole. I mean, it wasn't, you couldn't get out of bed and run downstairs and catch the truck. See, the pole was right there where you were sleeping, and you just, it was just zip and then step on
Right.
the truck
And you were gone.
and gone. And you couldn't do it by going down the stairs, see. But anyway, this old boy finally, they let him go. And on their way out, he told them, he said, somebody's gonna get hurt on that damn pole.
Now all the stations are not two-story.
No.
Oh, well, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So they don't have the pole anymore.
No, not any new stations, they all on the ground floor.
Well, that boy could come back to
Somebody
work
must have
now,
got
he wasn't too old.
Somebody must have got hurt. I mean, they did away with it. Or maybe it was,
That's just a different design.
Yeah.
And,
It looks like it would be better, really, doesn't it?
yeah.
well,
To have a pole like that,
to have a
Yeah.
pole,
not to have one. Everybody was on the truck and everything was on the same floor.
but it was just dip. I mean, you just got up and stepped in your boots and pull your suspenders up. And, take off, get that pole. And,
And
it was
just
so
a
fast.
few seconds before y'all was out of the house, wasn't
Yeah. I think 20 seconds from a dead sleep, and he was traveling next. I think it was 20 seconds.
Well, I see fire trucks sitting in the station and there'll be like a pile of boots or something right there by the door for somebody to jump in. I don't know what I'm assuming it's boots and.
Oh, yeah, it is.
To pull up.
And their
it?
suit,
Yeah,
their boots are already in their pants. And
Yeah.
and
just step
they're
in 'em
closed
and pull the
in
clothes
now. When he was working.
Well, look, here's Benny's,
Yeah, we just met him.
I thought that was it.
and he's living up in our place.
He lived on the same side, don't you remember?
I don't know about that.
I haven't seen y'all there since.
Well, now whoever wants to go, let's go.
Yeah, let's go to the forest.
Well, where are we going? Come on.
Are you Reba?
Matter of fact, what she said, really what she said, I said, well, you're born to do men. Yes, ma'am. No, you can get in there. I'm leaving right here because I'm not going to be sure.
I don't want everybody to see me.
Put those lights.
What, Jordan? You want to hold it? Well, come here. No, just.
Everybody.
It makes up for all the time. Okay, here's yours.
Now,
Now you can't let it fall in there. You got to hold it all tight.
Hold it with both hands, sweetheart.
I'm glad it is gone.
Get the wire. Oh, I don't let her get in there. She won't get near it.
Jared. Who those people at?
Wait till that over.
Pretty down. I think we're done. Okay, so let's go put them on a bun. I'll show you how. Go back around there to the table.
All right. Y'all come down, you pick up my.
Before I go, I want to inspect.
Gotta do what?
Anywhere you can find a city.
Don't use things.
Yeah, that's great.
It was nice to meet you, but I bet we've met a long time.
You have.
Melissa.
Yeah, we have. You were real old.
Keep telling him what to do.
They're perching out there.
I heard you're fixing to garage.
I picked up the GlennGertrudeRoast that y'all.
Yeah.
Marcia
A year or two.
Yeah, I got it to her.
Well, as soon as you do, send us an application.
They got Marcia roast all over us.
This is cute.
Marcia, but don't write
In a year or two.
And he brought 6 bags of it.
Sort of. We didn't sleep much last night.
We were running until they were out of date. About 50 of them. She wanted to come, but they had a bunch of stuff to do in the house, and Brian's coming down there Christmas, so yeah. So
Where are y'all staying?
over at Marie's, Joe's sister.
Doing good?
Doing good.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got
Don't
to
be
see
afraid.
you then.
So good to see
To
all
me, and
y'all.
I'll put it in the
That's all
house.
Oh, you're growing up fast,
You just lay down and it just rolled.
Yeah.
And you didn't move.
You heard me tell about Ray's pier. It just fell out from under me.
She was out.
Today?
She was trying to come back to the house and sit
Mind your way.
Y'all remember that?
Billy said she was on that line.
Yeah,
Bye. Leave me alone.
Just leave you alone.
I was walking right behind her.
Excuse me.
Across that ditch.
Sayonara.
She never even saw him.
I'm gonna say it. Your ass is going to bed when you get
You
home.
know, the last weenie roast we had, she
No, we're going to
waded
Mama.
through the ditch, and the horses was out there years and years ago. And never got her sleeve.
I don't know
We
what
got a
Savannah
picture.
does to everything. They're all out to kill her.
Yeah, but the horses come
Nature will
up.
finish ain't
We
Savannah.
got our picture with the horses, and that's been years and years ago.
You have a good day?
We went down to Wednesday next week.
I was exercising on that thing.
When I was drowning, I was talking about
Oh, you gonna get up on that thing?
there was a swimming pool at Camp Margaret years ago. He said, I was drowning. Glenn, do you remember that? And you pulled me out? And he said, yeah. He told her he got up under her until he felt her feet and just pushed her back to the side. And they're talking about, I said, well, have you ever regretted saving? He said, no.
You reckon that was the truth?
Yeah. Well, they had to say it.
I had heard that Aunt Savannah fell down one time, so I ran by to see how she was doing, and I let them know from Mr. who the hell fell. And I said, my dear, I heard you fell. She said, who fell? And we just, I couldn't get out of that conversation from then on. She never believed.
She goes and tumbles out that front door, down them steps, right into the yard, and gets right up and comes back.
Well, I just asked Aunt Savannah, I heard you fell, I come tell how you were doing. Who fell? Yeah. Spent the rest of my visit trying to convince her.
Yes, sir. Come on out.
I mean, if you can just drop out off the steps and can't remember.
See who all's out here? Anybody else I missed?
That's all right. That's all right. She called me. Is your feet ever turn red? I said, it's time to look at my feet. You ever look at your
Hey, Melissa. Melissa, I was watching a video that they brought last night.
She said,
There was a little girl in there. It was you. And it looked just like Jessica.
About Alice, be trying to impress people up at Albert Pike. They said, well, why don't y'all come cook and eat with us out in front of the cabin?
I know you won't buy.
Nope, I'm going this way. I tricked you.
Huh? Yeah, I want to be on the film looking
sure.
fat and bloated. Bloated and healthy look.
Smile.
Smile, you
Candid camera.
put it on Charlotte. And then, oh, you washing my dishes when I got all day. Well.
So you won't have to do it later.
I won't mind it.
I watched her comb and brush.
Yeah, I didn't know it was in bad shape.
Probably, how long have you had it?
A long time.
I hadn't been washed, I don't think. But it's clean now.
Oh, wow.
It was corroded.
She's talking bad about it.
No, she's not.
I'm gonna put it on the porch while it's a little dry.
Let's see, are y'all forgetting anything that you should? You want to drink another cup of coffee? Oh, I thought something was out here.
It is, that cactus. Stand there by it.
And tell me the story about the cactus again.
Here, stand right here.
What's the story about the cactus?
This cactus that grew so high, but right
Where'd you get it and how long have you had it?
Oh, me and Eva and all of us went over in Texas, and it wasn't no bigger than that when I got it.
Oh, wow.
And
it goes all the way to the ceiling now. And how long was that? How long ago was that?
oh, when Eva was, all of us used to drive over that way. Now that's enough.
No, that's wherever you want it. Wherever.
Well, that's good.